Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV with my co-host Jeremy Scipio
Going on, people?
and a very special guest, man. I gotta go into my long stories, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be that long though. So basically, I got a homeboy named Jay Rockwell. His wife is super wife. Matter of factly, without a doubt, I'll say when I think of matrimony in contemporary times, man, they're the model for sure. Absolutely for sure. So anyway, Jay Rockwell's wife hits me up. She's like, "Yo, we're having Jay's second annual fishing birthday trip. Woo, woo, woo. Can you come out? Can you come out?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. All good, all good. I'll come." So the night before, I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? I need to bring some. I need to use Jay's birthday as a conduit for me to get together because there was still room on the boat. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to get two cats that I've wanted to build with and get them out on the water and just kind of like do that woo woo. So I hit up Slink. I hit up this artist named Nicky McGee, dope artist, like dope. He's an airbrush artist as well as he can draw hell of a whatever. So um, we all get out on the water and I see Spinxx and he's snapping pictures and whatever. And I'm just kind of like, because Jay's girl is kind of affiliated with the Rams. So I was kind of like, damn, is this a Ram? Is it like, you know, what's up? What's up with homeboy? Woo woo. To shorten the story up, uh, we end up getting to the after situation of the fishing trip, and we cracked open a bottle in the name of Jay Rockwell of this nice pink 1942, man. My favorite of 2024 for sure. And I saw that Spinxx was a photographer. He was taking pictures and Spinxx was taking pictures and Slink was taking pictures. And man, the day after the fishing trip, man, both of them cats came with the fire. I was like, man, I didn't even know I was around this. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, man, much props to Natasha, much props to Jay. They put me in touch with Spinxx, mover and shaker for sure. So with all that being said, man, I like to roll it out. From our folks, we got to roll it out. Where are you from originally?
Originally from Chicago, west side of Chicago. Same place as Jay. Me and Jay literally grew up together.
Okay. So in Chicago, did you, and I'm sure that it probably wasn't the violence there is today, but I'm sure there was a level of violence where you guys were at the time. Did you ever think hip hop was going to be as large as it is right now?
No, I definitely didn't think it was going to be as large. I don't know if anybody did, but early on, I felt like it was going to be around forever. And I didn't know it was going to get big as it did. I'm like, my dad is a huge jazz fan. He plays the saxophone as a hobby. So I learned a lot of music through him, stuff that would have never came across my radar. And but he felt like hip hop was a fad. He used to always tell me it was just a fad, like other genres or this, that, and the other. And I mean, I knew from the back, from Fat Boys or Crush Groove, like out the gate, I was like, this ain't going nowhere. It was a whole different thing. It was a lifestyle before we even knew it was a lifestyle.
Dude, I'll tell you something funny. So I was in high school with a member of a very well-known rap group. And he told me in the 11th grade, I want to be a performer. Like, I want to be an artist. I want to be a performer. I said, nigga, you better get a real job. I'm like, nigga, you over here. I'm like, you over here hoping, wishing, dreaming. I'm like, boy, you better get a real job. You over here tripping off this. And it was just amazing how, even with me watching MTV, I was an MTV kid. Both my parents, I was a latchkey kid. Both my parents worked. I came home from school. I was watching MTV on TV. You know what I'm saying? It was just
a box with a switch.
But you know the funny thing about On, everybody knew somebody who had the plug, and man, we had free On TV, and I'll tell you the funny thing about it. My parents were at the time the most black conservative that you could kind of be. Like my father was like, no dreadlocks. You should wear a tie and have shoes that you could polish. If you're not wearing a tie and you have shoes you can polish, you're not going to be successful type of thing. But a shot glass of the Trump effect was going on back then because they was down with our cousin that had to hook up on them own boxes, you know. And fools had the program on box, but yeah, nah, man, hip hop, dude, it's a trip. But it's interesting to hear your perspective coming from Chicago because Chicago, it had its hip hop going on, but it also had the super hell of a house, you know what I'm saying, situation right here
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, for us, it all came through, of course, East Coast New York, as far as the hip hop. I mean, in my early years, I didn't know of any. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say early years. I can't think of no, hip hop artists that was doing anything in Chicago up until maybe like around high school. That was some local groups like the Village Crew in Chicago that was doing big things and stuff like that, and it started to grow. Um, but yeah, the house, of course, the house that was just a whole nother animal. I mean, that was just a whole nother animal.
Real quick, man, the best thing that happened during COVID that I didn't understand until about a year ago,
What's that?
Dion Cole and his DJ and house music. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah. I knew where you was going with it.
man, people gave it up to D Nice. They just didn't know, man. I would say Dion Cole, to me,
Hmm.
after the fact,
Yeah,
Dion Cole gave the same therapy that D Nice was giving to the people. You know
argue
what I'm saying?
that.
Because I go back
Yeah.
and I look at the numbers, and he really can DJ. Like he's
Oh
not,
yeah.
you
Oh yeah.
know,
Yeah, he not playing. He not playing. Yeah, no,
He,
he nice behind the tables for sure.
he's in a real successful season. I notice when, artists like break through and have their moment, they kind of go back to like their hobby that they really like to do on the side. I think that's with him as DJing. I peeped it with a couple people, Russell Peters too. That's the thing. What I mean, not saying that he's close to an ability, but just saying that, Deion Cole, I peeped, him holding it down. So that's like,
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, they get in regards to like reaching a certain level of success, they get a little room to breathe. And yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that too. Yeah.
so Spinxx, first I would like to ask the meaning behind your name.
Oh. It's a nickname. It's a nickname I got when I was in college. Um, and they used to call me Leon because they said I had my name is Donnell, so I had a buddy that used to tease me and said, "Man, you got a black ass name, dude. You got a black ass name." And so they would call me, him slash they and all other kind of dudes would call me the blackest names they can think of: Tyrone, Leon, and Leon evolved into Leon Spinxx, and then Spinxx stuck. And
Wow.
and you don't pick your nicknames. And so I used to hate it. I used to hate it because girls might be like, "Hey, Spinxx." I'd be like, "My name not Spinxx. My name Donnell. Stop calling me that." And the more you hate it, the more people gonna say it to you. So
Man, tell me
uh,
about it. That's crazy.
it's like that. I wish it was something cool and deep, but it started from a place of bullying and trauma, and I just embraced it. And yeah, man. And then I got into spoken word real heavy in Atlanta some years ago, and I needed a stage name, and I mean, Spinxx was way back in the closet. As far as it was just a nickname. It was a college nickname at that. And like I say, years on, I got into writing and spoken word, and I was like, I need a stage name. And I was like, I'm gonna just go with Spinxx, and I'm gonna spell it like this. And that was that. And that was that. And it's been a ride. I've been many places in this life and time.
I knew it had to be something to it. You know, you don't just walk around with a name like Spinxx and mean something. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even though I think that was better than what I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. So,
Okay.
on to the next question. So this is a little older now, but at the beginning of this month, LL Cool J went on a little press run. He sat down with Charlamagne the God. He also sat down with
Shannon.
Shannon Sharp, yeah. And they asked him, which is a great question for LL, but it made me kind of open it up in my mind too. They asked him, "What's his Def Jam Mount Rushmore?"
Oh God.
And so I want to ask you, what's your Def Jam Mount Rushmore? And hopefully this doesn't get you in trouble at all. Sounds you might know some of the guys.
Man, this is one of them questions. So now I know I did understand the question, but I'm gonna make sure I understand. Does it have to be artists from Def Jam? We're gonna stick with Def Jam. That might be make it easier for me anyway.
Yeah, just
Nah, it's
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
Any era of Def Jam too. Like I won't do any. You can pick somebody who signed
I
Def Jam right now. I
mean,
don't care.
okay. So off the top of my head, I don't know the full Def Jam roster. So I'll go with number one, and this is two people, but they get one spot. Is definitely Run DMC.
Three
Okay.
people. I gotta correct you, not to be talking
Okay.
over you.
Three. Well, I got three people. Oh, right. No. You're right. You're
Jam
right. I'm
Yeah.
Master,
sorry. I'm
Jam
sorry.
Master Jay.
Jam
I'm
Master J.
sorry.
Yeah.
He was the flavor.
R.I.P.
He was the
R.I.P.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yes, I stand corrected. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I
it's cool. I just
got to
had to.
be flawed. Yeah, I feel you on that. All right, so yes, three people, one slot, Run DMC. And this is not in an order. I would also put the Beastie Boys in a slot.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would put the Beastie Boys in a
Real
slot.
quick though, just for history's sake, they bounced from Def Jam. There was a Def Jam for a hot second, and then they did their
So
thing.
so License to Ill wasn't a Def Jam
No, it
record?
was, it was, it was.
Okay.
But a birdie said that Russell was you know what I'm saying. Them other people was a little. I'm not gonna say they were smarter, but they was ahead of our people, and they when it got funky, they bounced. You know.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Beastie Boys, License to Ill.
Yeah, nah, for
Uh,
sure.
so they get a slot. I'm tripping. Damn, I'm tripping. Okay, and this wasn't in no order, but yeah, definitely LL.
Okay.
Ain't no LL Cool J.
Uh-huh.
And I think I got one more.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, who did was Wu-Tang signed to Def Jam?
Method
No.
Man.
Just met as a solo artist?
No,
Or
I don't think nothing, man. It's just a red man.
Red Man. I think Red Man
Red
has
man.
I
something.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he worked. Yeah. Red and Meth worked together. I don't know if that album. I don't know. I have to put that in. I don't know if we can count that Method Man, but
Right. I wasn't sure. I think he may have been late in life.
he
And now,
was he was on Def Jam. He was on Def Jam Vendetta. So yeah, I
okay.
guess we let it slide.
Now I feel like I'm forgetting. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple artists, but for the
You
sake of
know
time,
who you forgetting? I'm not gonna give a whole roster, but I'm gonna give it up for him. The artist that saved Def Jam when they were sinking.
Oh no, he counts as Def Jam. Okay.
who it
All right,
is?
go ahead.
Warren G.
Warren
Mm,
G.
When
He's Def
Suge
Jam.
when Suge went hard
Yes.
on Warren G and nobody would mess with him on the West Coast, Warren G went, got a deal. He had his album came out on Def Jam and it saved Def Jam. Def Jam wasn't selling no records at the time that Warren G.
I have heard this. However, I wouldn't, I tip my hat to him big time for that. 'Cause I have heard that, but I would give that slot to a Red Man.
Red man.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's run it back. We got
and I feel like I'm in
Run
court.
DMC.
I
No,
said I feel like I'm in court.
no. I just get it official. So we got Run DMC, Beastie Boys. Is it LL?
Yes.
and Redman.
Yeah.
I think that's solid. That's solid. I don't think you can lose with that.
Okay.
You want to know what LL's is though?
Ooh.
His LL's list is, if you know who he is, how he is, he put himself in there.
He should. He should though. Like I don't.
He's the
I don't
first
know how he
artist.
can't.
Man, knock it off.
Uh,
Knock
and
it
he
off. That's a mercy
LL.
hump. That's a mercy hump. You gotta have.
Dog, I want to hear his list, but I just real
Yeah.
quick. The
What?
impact of Bad and I Need Love was a tsunami in hip hop.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
So that's
I
it for
mean,
me.
he's had several. I mean, it's easy to discredit him today, but if you was alive during that time, I mean, look, I keep it real. I don't even like the song, but
Right.
Phenomenon, when that was out, you couldn't escape it.
That's real. That was a
The
huge record.
song was corny, but it
Yeah.
was a hit. It was
Yeah.
unescapable. It was everywhere. It was in commercials and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
LL proved himself time and time and time again. We can't, what I mean, I know time is moving, but we gotta get this man. And what I mean, anyway, look, I ain't gonna get to that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even that big of a fan. But okay, look. So it's LL, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, and Slick Rick.
Ooh, see, I
That's
knew
it.
I was forgetting. Okay, yeah, I would. Okay, I'm chiseling. I'm chiseling some people off now right now. Man, okay. So I would knock off Redman and definitely put Public Enemy. I would leave Beastie Boys because I feel like I'm I everybody. I mean, everybody had the Slick Rick album. I had the cassette tape, but I didn't mess with Slick Rick like that. Like I felt like back then to me, Slick Rick was like not almost like funny, like comical or like it. I wasn't like I mean I loved Hey Young World, loved it. Like that song I used to listen to that song at night laying in the bed and shit, just but I didn't I felt like I just didn't recognize and I almost still don't really recognize his pen and or his cultural impact.
Let me help you. Let
Okay.
me help you. I got to.
Okay.
Jewelry. Slick Rick is the cat that he was the cat that took. I knew somebody who managed them,
Mm.
and he had a whole spot, separate spot that he just kept his jewelry at. Like
Mm.
he the way fools collected cars or jewelry, Slick Rick.
Mm.
Now, me, I never liked Children's Story personally.
Wow.
Never.
It
Jeez.
never was a
Wow.
song that just stirred me
That's
up
a
to
hot
make
take.
Oh
Wow.
boy. Yeah, I'm like,
That's
wow.
a hot
Okay,
take.
yeah.
dude,
Wow.
it
You
never
don't
stirred
normally have
me up.
hot takes. This is
No,
crazy.
no, no, no. It never stirred me up. But the show,
But that was
the,
him and Dougie.
but the show make up for it. The show balances it out. But I can say this: I saw enough people like Children's Story to understand that I was not the popular, opinion when it came to that. You know what I'm saying? And I just measure it like this: if we was at a club or a jam, because we went to they had clubs for 16 and older when I was in junior high school and stuff like that and
Yeah.
whatever. Children's Story come on. The girls, everybody that was when dudes dance for girls. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
Everybody,
dude dance with girls.
dude, I'll tell you something funny. My next door neighbor, she told me when she met her husband, he rolled by her in a Cutlass at a bus stop bumping Children's Story. I put that on everything. That's how powerful it was. I never felt the song, but it was powerful enough for him to roll by in a Cutlass. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, you hard on. Let's hear your Def Jam Mount Rushmore real quick.
Me, I would say Run DMC, Beastie Boys,
Mm.
and then after Beastie Boys, Warren G definitely. Definitely,
Mm.
I got to throw Warren G in there.
Mm.
And so Warren G, the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, in the fourth. You know what? I'm gonna have one for him.
I got it.
I'm gonna have one for him. It ain't gonna be a full one. It's a baby one. Only because I met him in I met him in the Ukraine. DMX. DMX.
Mm.
Man.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's actually my list. I would say y'all probably gonna hate my list, but yeah, I would say I gotta give it to Red. I think underrated. LL. Yeah, this is the hardest one. It's like I probably switch it around, but I got the Kanye.
Kanye was on Def Jam?
Man, by himself, man. You don't understand. He carried that label in his dark ages. When
I know that.
Rockefeller fell apart, Kanye was the only one selling.
Why does
Only one.
he? So what they said he had that partnership with Rockefeller?
It was after
No, Kanye
Rockefeller.
was signed. Kanye was signed to Rockefeller the whole time, which is under Def Jam. But I'll say when Rockefeller crumbled in like 05, 06,
He rocked
the
with
only
Jay-Z.
art, yeah, but Kanye was the only artist selling. You understand? Jay-Z technically wasn't
No, I'm saying
rapping at the time.
Jay-Z. That was back when Jay-Z was working over at Def
But
Jam.
the president,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know if he was.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He was
CEO.
president, yeah. And that's where, I would say it was like that was the boost, the undercover boost that Kanye was getting that we weren't allowed to talk about because, for example, LL and DMX, all these legacy artists were pissed at Jay-Z because he wasn't putting no money into them. But he put all the budget into the entirety of the budget into his artists only. And his artists were Kanye, Rihanna, Neo, Jeezy, and Rick Ross. Nobody
Wow.
else got any money. He he
Wow.
was very selfish with his tenure. And
Mm.
then himself, let's not forget then himself. So
Wow.
and then he said I'm out. After he spent all their money. But the person who got the most of that was Kanye West. And that's the behind the scenes reason why Kanye West is so big. Not saying he didn't earn it, not saying he's not a big artist, but when you got your label backing you to that level, which is,
Mm.
only a few artists have had it, LL being one of them, but not in their highest peak. But anyway, that's why I give Kanye the edge on that. X, I feel like he wore it on his back. Red, underrated, but he kind of before all these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And then he was Def Squad. People forget. I mean, and everybody in the Def Squad, but we just talking top, top, top. So
Right,
that's
right,
why I
right.
had to lay it out like that. Honorable mention, Ludacris. I think Ludacris had one of the best. Look, hear me out. I think Ludacris had one of the best. Was it 4 album runs? I think it's 4 albums.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Ludacris had what the Neptunes gave him. Drop bowls on him.
That was one record. You talk about
And we gonna leave it there.
No, he had
no,
more
what?
than that, dog.
Cut it out.
No.
Cut it out. This is the thing with X and Ludacris that Jay-Z didn't have. They was making #1 records every drop. That was the difference. You can hate them or love them, but they're going #1. They give Jay-Z all this credit.
Name one song
#1.
beside Drop Bowls on them
Come on.
that Ludacris did
Yeah.
that could drop out of nowhere that just make people lose their mind. Like, oh,
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Move is way bigger. Yep. I was gonna go there. That's way bigger. Way bigger of a record. Sorry.
I
Soon as the
And then
stand
beat
you
come
got
on.
corrected.
Soon as the
you
beat
you
come
you
on.
you can't play Luda, bro. He's like a hit maker, bro. Like see, people forget. I understand time goes on, but even Nelly forgot when they did that verses. Ludacris just pressed a button and sat back. Nelly was like, "Oh, let me see, which is bro, you was a moment. Luda had a run. Nelly had a year. You know what I'm saying? There's so many artists. If we go back, they had a couple of years. Luda had a run. But I will say, once he became corny, he was officially corny. But it was like, I'm trying to tell you, like from 2001 to like 2006, Luda wasn't losing. Number one
Mm,
records. And his one of his other biggest records is Stand Up, which was produced by Kanye West.
mm.
This record is too once it
I
comes on,
forgot about Stand Up.
he got too many. He got
I forgot.
I'm
I
not,
don't think
I'm
it's
Hold
too
not,
Up.
I'm
many.
not bumping Luda. I ain't bumping no Luda or nothing like that. But he
Yeah, you
got
know what I'm
these hits.
saying?
As
And
I
what
said,
you?
once it became corny, I get it. Once it became corny, but during that time, what? Come on,
Hey man, you
And
gotta ask
so,
Cat Williams about Luda, man.
man.
Nah,
Don't-
I just said that
don't
being
do
mean.
that.
I just said that being mean.
That's
Nah, I
all
think
good.
Cat Williams
Man,
put a lot on it. He put a
get
lot
back.
on
Once your fantasy roll out, man. Come on, man. Stand up. Come on, man. Don't do the number one spot. Southern hospitality. Set this out. Man, come on, man. Oh my God, it's too many, too many. I'm not gonna do this, bro. I'm
it.
not gonna do this, man. That's the wrong artist to mess with. I ain't gonna. Anyway,
All right. I'm
some people you can make fun of. We can't make fun of Lucas. All
he
right.
said, let's just
So,
move. He said, let that one
hey, you know. So Spinxx, what was the first hip hop song you can remember that just got you?
The first hip hop song that got me was Eric it was Rock Airbnb and Rakim follow the leader.
Okay.
Now that ain't, of course, the first hip hop song. That ain't the first song that I heard, but as far as my memory wise, that's the first song that I felt like I was like really listening to. For me, I feel like that was the birth of lyrics. When I heard it, I was like, I felt like all the other stuff I was hearing was kind of just like, just regular bars or whatever. And I just remember the stuff he was saying. I was like, I mean, I'm rewinding it over, rewinding it, like what, and what? I'm trying to like connect these dots, and it was. But yeah, that was the first one for me.
You know what helped you with that?
What's that?
Being from Chicago and the beat. The beat wasn't a house beat, but it
Mm.
was like it had like a lot of stuff going on with it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It had
Mm.
it wasn't just a regular hip hop song. You know what I'm saying? It
Right,
definitely
might
was.
be right.
But no, I man, Eric B and Rakim, ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah,
definitely agree.
yeah. But yeah, that's an easy answer for me.
Uh, I don't know if you it's been in the air for a minute, but I think they officially announced it. I don't think they have announced a date. But I don't know if you know Snoop and Dre are coming out with a collab album called Missionary. It's supposed to
Right,
be a sequel to Doggy Style.
right.
I just want to know what your thoughts on them collabing. I mean, this might be, I could be wrong, but this might be the oldest collab album, the rap collab album of human history. I don't know.
And Jeremy talking about I'm being mean and a lot on him and what.
I'm just taking the fact.
I'm,
It's
a-
like
I'm,
I
a-
think
I'm,
it's the two oldest like like collab. What?
I feel like
That's like Moses and Abraham. Anyway,
I, I'm. I mean, I'm not. I'm gonna be just dumb candid. I normally gonna be this candid outside my house, but I don't know. When I heard the news, I saw the title of the song. I think I sucked my teeth. I was like, oh, I feel like that time has passed. Uh, Now Dre is Dre and Snoop is Snoop. I would assume I'm assuming that they're approaching it with that mindset as well. Like people, the expectation is gonna be high, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think the title is kind of corny. I think the title is kind of corny. It could be they could do it. They could play on it. It could be a missionary. Like they ushering in the new ideas or something like that. But just
They ain't ushering.
I know, and I'm like, doggy style missionary. I'm like, it's a play. I was trying, but I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it. But I would love. I would be so happy if it was dope. If it's dope, I would be so happy. But I'm just like, what are they? It's giving the bands back together, and what are y'all gonna do? What are y'all
There's
talking?
no way that Dr. Dre
Hmm.
and Snoop Dogg would finally put a project out and it not
Mm,
be dope. I'm not buying it. There's nothing in the world that could make me feel that they would wait this long.
yeah.
Both of them, dude. You want to talk about okay, Drake, multimillionaire, whatever, might be a billionaire and just not say
Mhm,
it,
mhm,
multimillionaire.
mhm.
He got the money to make sure his music is palatable.
Right.
If he got the resources to make his music palatable, there's no way that Dre and Snoop are coming out, and it's not gonna tilt the world off its axis.
It better be.
Oh, you shouldn't have
It
said
better
that one.
be. And I don't need no whole big old marketing budget. I don't care about all that. I know y'all got money and y'all, I get it. I don't care about all that. And I want to hear Dre. I don't want Dre just putting his name on stuff and somebody
Yeah, see,
drums.
see,
I'm
see,
like,
you're not being realistic. What Dre does is he takes what beat makers do and he Quincy Joneses it, and then he turns it into the masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? I've watched several, and I didn't believe it at first because back in the day, just around LA and whatnot, the kind of like the whispers was kind of like, oh, you know, King T is out,
mhm,
he's trying to get producers that, Dre wants to hear producers when Dre started Aftermath. Like he was just trying to hear, get in touch,
mhm,
like see who was popping, woo, woo, woo. I won't name the amount of money, but it was a lot of money for somebody who could bring somebody to Dre that was worth bringing to Dre.
mhm, mhm,
Mhm.
Now, this is what I'll say. Scott Storch,
mhm,
incredible producer, incredible
mhm,
musician.
mhm,
Dre did something to what Scott Storch does, and it's sounded phonically totally different. So I say all that to say we can never miscredit Dre for pulling the creative people together and then taking what they do. Like, okay, so back to what made me even talk about that. DJ Quick was like, Dre took his drums and just made his drums sound totally different than what Quick's drums were.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? In order to make hit records. So I
mhm.
say that to say, Quick is a cool producer, but Quick ain't did what Dre did. You know what I'm saying?
And I ain't tripping on the Quincy Jones thing. I ain't tripping on that. I want to hear Dre, and I don't want to hear the Dre sound, and it was done by somebody else. And then you know what I'm saying. Uh, I want to, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be checking for it. But man, I hope they don't blow this shit. I hope
I'll
they.
say I'll say this and I'll leave it alone. It's like James Brown getting Fred, Pee Wee,
Okay.
Maceo, all the cats together. And man, when they wasn't George Clinton, I think George Clinton had something to do, or they might have, I don't know. There was a story about George Clinton and James Brown that never really got out there, whatever. But I'll say this: James Brown had the it factor. He could
Okay.
take what the talented cats could do, but he could sprinkle that thing on it. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, man, you can't get on Dre because Dre is having other people bring him.
I ain't tripping on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't tripping on that. But I just want to make sure I hear Dre. I want to hear Dre.
What I understand Dr. Dre to be is very meticulous, um, in general, in his process. I think it'll be a good album. I don't know if it'll be a great album.
Mm.
I think even the rush to make albums, right?
Mhm.
You know, and I think they did it before, back when one of the um one of the detox attempts, you know, they had dropped that Kush record.
Right.
That was hard. I don't know why they didn't turn it into a full album, but I prefer that method first. Like, drop a song that's like burning up the charts that everybody's into. Like, we're not even thinking about who made it. We just going like, oh, this is hard, and then announce, hey, we're making an album. Because, man, I mean, there's some airball albums from both of these guys, and you can get mad if you want, but you didn't listen to Back on Death Row, which is his last album that came out in 2022.
Mm.
Y'all didn't listen to that.
Nope.
Y'all didn't listen to it. And I'm looking at the track list right now. They got the baby on it. They even brought Nate Dogg from Death. None of these tracks hit. So do I need another airball with Snoop Dogg's name on it and Dr. Dre producing it? No. What
That's
I
what I'm
need is
saying.
a hit record. And then after the hit record, announce the album. After the album, you know, we could talk and see what's going on. But yeah, I'm trying to tell you. And if I'm wrong, okay, you got to tell me. You got to tell me what was your favorite track from the streets to the suits. You got to tell me what's your favorite track from I Want to Thank Me. You got to tell me your favorite track from Bible of Love. I mean, you can't. Come on, this dude is just shitting out albums with
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
records.
Yeah.
He, if you're gonna give me another Airball album, just go back and light the Olympic torch, please. That's
I'm
what
about
Nah,
to.
go light another Olympic torch. Make some pasta with Martha Stewart, some weed pasta with Martha Stewart. But what I don't need is for you to make hot garbage with Dr. Dre. That's it.
I'm about to be unpopular. Jeremy just Donald Trump this
what you talking about?
Oh,
man.
No, I'm with him. I'm with it.
No.
I agree with everything he
Nah,
said.
because no, I'll say this. I'll say this.
mhm.
I think it's impossible for Snoop and Dre to come out with an album in 2024 and it not be dope.
I don't think it's impossible. I think it's very, very easily to attain that goal. I mean,
All right.
they are who they are. I mean, not taking nothing away from who they are, but it's a different landscape. Uh, you know, hip hop has changed sonically. You got, you know, cats that are holding on to the vanguard. You got the, you know, Alchemists and Griselda and, you know, the boom bappers, you know, which I like a lot. But yeah, I mean, you know, you ask me, am I a big Snoop fan? Yes, I'm a huge Snoop fan. But I had no idea the albums that he was just naming. I've never heard the albums.
Come on.
The last album I heard from the last album title that I saw was I want to thank what was it
I
called?
want to thank me. Yeah, I want to thank me.
Yeah, 'cause I remember riding down Sunset and they had a big he had a billboard and I used to love the billboard. But I think I heard a song off of that album, but I can't remember, but that's it. You
Once
know,
Yeah.
again,
that's it.
and
You know,
Smooch, for you, you have to tell me what was your favorite track from GTA Online: The Contract, which came out in February 2022.
I,
That's Dr. Dre's the last album. You have to tell me
really?
your favorite track.
And
It's
that's why I said
2022.
and that's why I said that Jeremy's not Donald Trump in me, but he's fact checking me. You can't
Right,
fact
because
check.
Donald Trump is a liar. So
Yeah,
I'm
we can't.
like,
I'm
Oh,
not down with your fact checking, Jeremy. I know that you got your computer and you can pull up these facts real fast. You know what I'm saying?
just saying.
You can pull up
I'm
the
just
facts real
saying.
fast.
I'm just saying. You're talking about, you know, 2 to 3 years later. You're like, they can't lose.
I will
Meanwhile, I'm
know.
looking at an air ball. I'm looking at two air balls.
I will say this. People slept on the album he did with Master P, and that's a masterpiece.
You talking Snoop?
Yeah.
Which one?
The song he only did one album with Master P.
He did too.
Master P
The
doesn't
first
like
one.
any Masterpiece albums at all.
Master P.
None.
Look, he did
You
two
didn't
with No
hear the
Limit.
one. You didn't hear the one that Snoop did.
He had
Master
paid the
P?
cost to be the boss. No, sorry, the game is to be sold, not to be told, and No Limit Top Dog. These are two albums that Master P executive produced.
The game. That's the one. I did a whole lot of moving around, a whole lot of moving and shaking. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So G Thing, Wolf, Slow Down. All right. Wait, but which the one that had dang, down from? Oh no, the second one better. I'm sorry. That's what fuck the mother niggas, cause I'm down for my niggas. Fuck the mother niggas. Bro, come on, that's one of the biggest. Yeah, that's one of the biggest tracks of all
You was
time.
just hating on Snoop, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, when he got with
Yeah.
Master P.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying that was 1999. That was before Y2K. All right, look. I'm just saying, we're
Damn.
looking at two air balls here. I don't need these guys to come together in airball. I say start slow with one song. Make one song. And I'll even give him credit. That was Kush came out, I think I think it was 2009 or 2011, one of the two. That song was hard to me. And
Mm,
Dre did this. It sounded originally like Dre, because Dre he
mm.
got this thing now. He don't rap like himself. I don't know who writing for him, but
He
he don't
never
rap
rap.
like
He never rapped like himself.
I feel
no. That's
like,
not true. What?
yeah, no, I feel like he just
Cushy
got, I
did.
feel like he was rusty. I feel like Dre got rusty. I feel like, yeah, I feel like he got rusty and you can hear it. You can hear it. And I just feel like he need to practice.
Well, the thing is, whoever's writing for him, he's rapping like them. Like he's rapping like Kendrick
Mm,
on these tracks, and
mm,
it don't sound good for Drake. Drake
mm.
has a slow, like he's on the beat. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, come down, hitting. You know what I mean? Like, he
yeah,
don't do the
yeah,
fancy stuff, but
yeah.
he's like, but now here he's like, niggas want to say Drake fell off. Nah, nigga. I'm like, what? What is this? He goes, well, I'm like, what are you lying for? No, that's not what Drake is.
Hey
Oh,
man,
yeah,
his
Compton.
handlers, his handlers are telling him, Dre, you gotta wear some tighter jeans. You can't wear them. You can't wear them
Oh,
boot cut, them wide
oh
bottom,
no,
them wide
no,
bottoms.
no,
You gotta get contemporary, man.
no, don't do that.
They trying to help
All
you
I'm
get
saying,
contemporary.
we don't need it to today. We need Kush. We need Still DRE. We need that for the day. As is, I think it will be palatable. Do they have that in them? I don't know. All I'm looking at is two air balls. So we can move on. But if I'm wrong, literally name your favorite track off of. I'll even go back further. Let's see. Name your favorite track off of. Let me see. Man, he don't even make enough music. Dr.
Compton.
Dre. Well, Compton. Which actually I like some tracks on there. I'm not gonna lie. But
Yeah,
that was 2015 though.
I
yeah,
don't
it was
want to
good.
do this based on facts. I want to do it based on emotion. I don't want to do it based on facts. Now I want to go off emotion, man.
But we'll see. We'll see. I do believe in them though. I do.
So tell me this, Spinxx, your favorite hip hop movie.
B Street.
All right, I can take a slice of that.
B Street.
Straight to the point. Uh, what's your dream collaboration?
Ooh, damn. Sheesh.
Snoop and Dre. It's about to happen.
Nah, that ain't that ain't the dream. Oh man. I mean, man, that's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. That's a hard one, man. There's so many people, it's people that I like that I don't know if they're meshed together. Uh I mean, man, sheesh. I would say I'm a huge J fan. I'm a huge J fan. I feel so cliche saying it, but I am. Uh, I would like to hear him do some production with Alchemist, and this that what's that cat that do the stuff with Griselda? I went for had a
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Derringer. Derringer, I think that's his name. Derringer.
Get down here.
But
But they kill it. They kill it.
Benny the
And they bring
Butcher.
yeah,
no, you talking about the
I
producer.
was thinking this on production.
Mm.
I would,
Yeah,
man,
yeah, Darren, yeah, Derringer.
Derringer. Yeah, I would like to see Jay over some Derringer beats. I would like to hear some Jay and Conway.
Did that not happen? I think he did rap over some Griselda. Hold on.
I don't know.
Jeez, I think he did. Let me see. Because he messed with them.
Yeah, I know he do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me give me some time. Give me a
That's
minute. But I
all
think he
good.
did. I think he did.
It's a lot of cats I ain't feeling out here. It's a lot of cats on the landscape that I ain't really feeling like that. Um, so it's hard for me to say, but I would say yeah, it would be Jay and something. Uh, yeah, I know I feel like I didn't really answer that question, but
What was your
I,
soundtrack? Oh, go ahead, Jeremy. Sorry.
I was gonna say I want to throw one out there. Right now, just right now, how I'm feeling, I could use a Jada Kiss, a prime Jada Kiss and Beanie Siegel record.
ooh, and a prime beanie.
Yeah, prime Beanie, prime Beanie. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
like
Like, yo,
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I meant prime overall, but yeah, yeah, I could
okay,
use that right now. Like, honestly,
yeah.
I think if they would have like did like a real track together, going back and
Mm,
forth, that might be unbeatable,
mm.
personally. And I
And
like Styles.
I would like to see a prime Jada and a prime Raekwon.
Prime with prime, yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'd have to say, it was probably Brown came up with a tour concept that he pulled me into.
Mm.
Uh, it just didn't have enough gas because it was California Communications, Calicom. So
Mm.
there was only so many California groups you could do, like at while we were doing it or whatever. And during that tour, when we were in Philadelphia, uh, Benny Siegel pulled up, and in the venue that we were at, across from it, they had a store that sold like Coogie and all that. Now this was like 2002. What was the movie? Shoot, man. What was the movie? Uh, Robert Downey Jr. was in it, and he was
Black
Michael.
and white.
Uh, Mike Tyson slapped him.
Black and white.
You know what movie I'm talking about?
It was called Black and White.
Oh,
Black and White, boy. Woo! So Black and White had been out.
Mm.
We're in the tour bus. I look across the street. We in Philly, and they had the store. They sold all the Coogies, all the woo whoop, and the whole twist. Back then, I was on the Coogie beanies to match the sweatshirts. Go over to the store. Benny Siegel rolls up in the forest green Bentley,
Mm.
and dude, the coolest dude in the world, man. The coolest
Mm.
dude in the world. He chilled. I was the only person in the store. I got my little stuff. I bounced. They closed the store for him. He went in and did his thing. And I want to say he came over to the tour bus and said what's up to everybody. But it
Mm.
was a trip because, dude, he was the coolest dude in the world. And he had the reputation for being one of the craziest at the time. This is like
Mm.
2002,
Mm.
but the coolest dude in the world. So that's my little Benny story, man. I'm going, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
No, we like Benny.
Yeah,
Beanie.
of
Beanie, yeah,
course. Yeah,
Beanie.
yeah.
Ooh.
Shout out to 1942 Rose. You know what I'm saying?
I like the shout out. That's funny.
We like the shout out. But you was asking what was my soundtrack?
Yep.
Man, definitely, being it would be a variety. Because I was bumping 'cause I had headphones back then. So I listened to a lot of Public Enemy, a lot of Ice-T. Uh I used to carry that with me. The Ice-T Power, Public Enemy. Eric B. Who else was I messing with heavy? I used to mess with uh I used to mess with Twister back in the day. He didn't really have no form back then. He was just rapping dumb fast. But that was West Side Chicago type stuff too.
I remember his first time to LA.
Yeah, he
You know what
used
I'm
to rap
saying?
Oh
dumb
wow.
fast.
But dude, you from Chicago. It wasn't no house music off up in there. You was just strictly on hip hop?
Yeah, I wasn't because house music. I wasn't. That was for me. That was just for parties. I wasn't like walking around.
Bumping it.
I never walked around listening to house music or house mixes or something like that.
Okay.
That was strictly for parties. If I'm like, oh, we going to the club this weekend, we gonna do this dance routine. So I'm in the kitchen, practicing off a dance or something I'm gonna do at the party. But when I walk out the house and I got tapes with me, it's gonna be all hip hop.
You listening to what's gonna get you through the jungle, man.
Man,
The
I'm just it's
party is gonna be
all
at the
hip hop.
party. We
Yup,
gonna be
yup,
while we
yup.
move through these streets, we gonna be on Public Enemy, Ice T. You know what
Cool
I'm
G
saying?
rap. I was a huge Cool G rap fan. Because I had a real strong list growing up. I still have a slight list, but I used to really like Cool G rap because I felt like he sounded like me. I used to hear that lisp in his voice, and he was
Mhm.
nice. I used to be like, oh, that's crazy how he do that. He makes it sound cool and shit. So
What did you think your path was gonna be your senior year in high school?
Man, my senior high school, I knew I was going to college. I wasn't sure necessarily where, but I knew I was going to college, and I wanted to be I wanted to be in radio because what I really wanted to do was be in music. I wanted to be a music producer, but I didn't know, I had no idea how to do that. And the only avenue that I understood to get into music was through radio. Because every DJ, I knew like maybe three DJs growing up, like knew them or knew of them. And
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like they all was like trying to get on WGCI in Chicago for whatever reason. So I used to kind of look at them and see what they was doing. And I felt like that was the avenue to get into the music business was through radio. And when I went to went to college, I was a mass communications major only because the school I went to, that was the closest thing they had to like media and journalism and stuff like that. So I did that. I hated it. I was like, this ain't got nothing to do with music. I ain't learning nothing. But yeah, that's what in my senior high school, I knew I wanted to be in media, but specifically music. But I had no idea how I was gonna do that.
All right, I can take a
Yeah.
slice of that.
So I don't know if you've been keeping up with uh Russell Simmons is over in Bali, isn't he? And I don't know, I guess people have been getting in trouble for going to visit him. Uh,
Mm,
so because I guess there's in people's minds he's guilty for being over there. And he's like, I've done nothing. He said, I go travel in and out as much as I want to.
right.
Right. So he went off online and was just like, I don't know why. He said, my friends are my friends. How come people can't come visit me? What? And he's like, yo, he said, I'm about to come over there and tell y'all what's what. To show y'all I ain't doing nothing wrong.
That's crazy. I I don't know. Was you about to ask a question? I want to just jump in.
Actually, I'd rather you jump in.
I mean, first of all, I don't understand. I mean, it's levels to it for me. Number one, I can't imagine. I'm assuming he has some kind of wealth, money. I just can't imagine being that age, I'm somewhere secluded and getting into it on social media. I just can't even. I'm just not in that space. For me, I could shut that off so fast and disappear into the wilderness like nobody's business. Secondly, so beyond with that being said, I'm like, Russ, you know you got blood on your hands. Like
Ding, ding.
know you got blood on hands. You know you over there for a reason. And yeah, people, when you go out there, well, the man ain't been to court yet, so he's guilty in the court of public opinion. And people, you go out there and people, it's like you're aligning yourself with that. And so that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Like, oh, that's who you rolling with. So yeah, them people gonna catch some backlash. Cause it speaks even more when they take the selfie and post it on Instagram. I'm like, it's to me it come off like he's saying, see, Lisa Ray messed with me, Taraji messed with me, and I'm like, it don't look like the guest is saying, hey, let's take a picture, Russ. I'm so excited. I want to show everybody I'm with you. It looked like it's the other way around. And I'm like, dude, but yeah.
Shout out to Russ.
Hey, man.
Having dinner in Bali, and he came and he sat at the table, and he said, man, he was like, Brown was at the table with me, and Brown was like, man, we tried to get signed for Def. We tried to get signed to Def Jam, and we went and we sat down, and everybody had said it was gonna be all good, and we got to the meeting and whatever, and you just wasn't feeling us. That fool Russell said, man, I was doing a whole bunch of drugs back then, man. That was the worst mistake I ever made. He said that's one of the worst mistakes I ever made. And man, I had one of the, but you know what? It probably was because he was Russell Simmons. But he came to the show that night, dude, and we talked for like an hour. And his perspective was just very interesting, and he was very humble. But he was like, and it's two sides to every coin, two sides to every story or whatever. But he was kind of like, I was about to come out with a book. And because he had sold Def Jam and bought it back a couple times, and the chips wasn't what the chips used to be. And he said he was about to do a book, and he was like, man, we was just doing what was going on back then, and it wasn't necessarily us mashing on these models. We had bread, we had party favors, whatever, and the models was messing with us. And he was like, people kind of didn't want to relive those moments of their life, and so that's kind of, just on his side of the story, this is what my ears heard. You know what I'm saying? Not taking,
See, I'm not used to talking about people on podcasts. I don't know how this works. When you go to
we not blew up. We ain't viral, man.
It's the best way to ruin your life. Continue.
I don't know how this works.
Let me slow down.
It's literally the worst thing you can do is by telling the truth into a camera. But with that being said, please continue. I'm
like, I don't know how this works. I'm nervous right now. I don't know. Man,
you're allowed to plead the fifth.
No,
but I also want to hear what you have to say.
I'll say this, man. I feel with what Russell said. I know you paraphrasing and stuff like that, so I know it's not a direct quote.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm sure it's him and others were just crossing the line, from what I understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping if if you wild.
Oh, I don't have. Put it this way: when he said what he said, I was pretty much just blown back that Russell Simmons came down and sat down at the dinner table, and then we ended up kicking it later that night, and we just happened to be in Bali on the beach as all this was going down. So, like I said, it's two sides to every coin. But I'm just saying, what he said to me did give me some perspective of him saying, like, that no one's talking about he was about to put a book out, and fools was getting, you know what I'm saying? It always happens when somebody want to put a book out, man. Everything go.
Yeah, as of right now, anybody who's been in this situation, he's technically the smartest. I think the weakness is his ego. You know what I'm saying? He has to ignore that little voice when they're saying, hey, they trying to play you, they talk down to you. But he's like, I'm gonna come over there and show them who's boss. Like, don't do it. Just stay, like you said, stay away, bro. You winning right now. You see
Man.
how they doing Diddy, bro. Thing
Woo!
is, thing is, like, look, we know you, like you said, we know you ain't clean. We still respect you. You can't buy that type of respect. There's nothing left. The only thing you can do is tarnish your reputation. If you
Yeah.
die right now, you die a legend. You know what I'm saying? But you come back over here stirring the hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna come out. It ain't even got to be the dirtiest thing you did. It could be like, cause man, everybody ain't had a, you know what I mean? You that one time you ain't put offering in the church. They gonna be like, the pastor gonna be like, oh Russell, how dare you show your face around here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so long as you out of sight, out of mind, you chilling and balling, you no extradition. Bro, we know. You did the
Right.
right thing. Chill out. That's it. I every time he come up in the news, I'll be like, oh man, here we go again. Hey, look, and they don't do it to the white guys as much as often. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. They have, and now that they have that Jeffrey Epstein, is gonna go quiet.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
their ego is not wrapped into their legacy
Yeah.
like black
Yeah.
people. You know, like R. Kelly got to come out and say, I didn't do nothing. They came over in their own volition. And it's like, well, bro, we was looking for you. So now that you here, put these handcuffs on. So like we weren't looking for them. They just a volunteer. You come here defending yourself. Put the handcuffs. We just want to see if they're your size, bro. And let's just have a talk in the back. And tell us everything you didn't do. Please tell us everything you did not do. So yeah, I don't know. You've said everything. You don't even have to say anymore. You know, that's it. It just literally that was my thing when I was like Russell coming out. I'm like, bro, please just be quiet for the culture, man.
For the
He said
culture.
for the culture.
For the culture, man. Like, come on. Think about if Russell Simmons go down. Think about all the music we can't listen to. I ain't got time. Just fuck up, bro. I ain't got
He's
time, bro.
not gonna
Give me
stop
some yo.
listening to the Def Jam catalog. I don't
We,
care, man. Barely
bro, we
stop
won't.
listening to R. Kelly.
But that's the thing. It's even the fact that it's a debate, bro. We won't even be able to do yoga anymore.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, just fall back, bro. Fall back. That's it.
That's funny. That's funny.
On that note, Spinxx, cancel culture. What is over the line?
What is over the line as far as the culture canceling somebody, or what is
Yeah,
over the line as far as the culture canceling somebody?
yeah.
Man, oh boy, I mean, I think I mean like Jeremy said, I think it's when you telling your truth into the camera, it's just you put yourself at risk. Because it's hard for me to say, what a mass of society should accept or should not accept. You know what I
I
mean?
got one for you.
What's that?
Now, I became a fan of this cat. Uh, I get into series. That's my thing. I work hella hard, but then when I chill, I could just binge watch something, or I could just like get wrapped into a series. I like either comedy or like sci-fi.
Uh-huh.
Your boy Jonathan Majors. I
Oh,
first peeped him out in Lovecraft. I was like, damn, this dude is the next one. Like
okay.
he was amazing.
Okay.
He was and if you doubt him being amazing, go to HBO, look up the Lovecraft series and watch that. And you're like, man, he was Denzel level acting on some sci-fi stuff. And the colors on his palette to me were just so broad. Like his future was incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
He has a girlfriend. They have a bad night. She sees him texting another girl or something or another or whatever. Him and his girl get into it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna just get out the car. He gets out the car. She gets out the car. He start running. She started running. You know what I'm saying? He don't run fast enough. He don't run far enough. And I don't know where it came to where he was grabbing her wrist or trying to restrain her or doing whatever he was trying to do. I think that happened back at the hotel, something like that or whatever.
No, it was in the car, like in the taxi. That's what
Okay.
happened. Yeah, he was trying to. They tussled over the phone, and then
Okay.
that's when he dipped.
But he ends up back at the apartment. She's back at the apartment. The police come. She's pouring the Karen with the extra sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? Woe's me. I'm going through the most. He goes to jail. I can honestly say in my lifetime, I've never seen an actor that was yanked from the graces so fast, so publicly, future earnings, future situations. I like Loki. I'm into the Disney stuff too. The character he had with the Marvel Universe, the Kang character, woo, if you want to see how great Jonathan Majors is, stomach Loki until it gets to the part where Kang starts to develop as a character. He was going to be, he was do in the Marvel universe. He was going to be as noted. I'll say as Thor. I'll say as Thor. Dude, his character. They built his character up to be an incredible character.
Well, he was going to be like Thanos. He was going to be the
yeah. He was Kang. He was Kang the Conqueror, dude. He was, but the way he started out, I'm not gonna give it away, but they built him into this thing. He turned into. He was once like a nerd and a good guy, and then it just all went to something else.
Yeah, I mean it's a different man. It's a different time, and you have when you're man. I'll had this. I always had this thing with like we all working hard to get to where we want to be, and I'm like, especially in an entertainment space, you have too much to lose, and you have to always be aware of what's at play. You know what I'm saying? So with him, you a black man, you dating, you messing with a white girl, that there's stereotypes along with that, and perceptions and stuff like that, and sisters not really feeling that. They like, oh, he's so fine, he's single, and the first thing you want to know is, are you gay? Who you dating, and what's her color?
Real quick,
Mhm.
where he messed up, sitting between Michael B. Jordan's leg or whatever they was doing, wearing that pink, and then I think it was on the it was my
It was a
mind went
magazine. It was a magazine thing, whatever. I mean, I can't. I hate to say it. That I don't see anything wrong with it because that's like what famous skeptical niggas do. Like you know what I mean? Like he's being a regular famous skeptical nigga. Like every famous dude got skeptical pictures. Like Eddie Murphy. I'm just like if there's some compromise of Tupac in this, you
in
know
the
what I mean? Like
tub.
yeah, like once niggas are superstars, they are questionable as hell, and that's on them. I don't
Jeremy.
think that hurt,
If you
but
was headlining theaters,
I wouldn't do it. But also, I'm
I
not.
don't think you let a nigga hug on you, man.
But that's me though. I don't even consider headlining theater level to be that level. I'm talking about
No, but
like
I'm just saying that people, when people
I'm talking about
when
two billboards across the street from each other, famous.
yeah. Okay.
You in two major movies at the same exact time,
Battling each other.
yeah, you gonna wear shoes with no socks, bow tie, no shirt, blazer. Like you gonna dress like Andre 3000 just because. You know what I mean? Like, and niggas gonna be like, I think he gay, and they post to. That's called that level of fame. Like famous niggas of a certain caliber are weirdos. But you bring an interesting question because the conversation is cancel culture. I believe what happened to Michael B. Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan, sorry, Jonathan Majors, is technically not cancel culture because the masses were with them. but I think it depends on your definition of cancel culture. The studios went
Right.
against them,
You're
which
right.
is different from what we've previously seen. What we previously seen was like the masses will be against the person, and because the masses are against them, then the relationships crumble.
That's true.
They didn't even let it get that far. They said, "Hey, we can't even touch you," and the people like, "Why not?" And this is like everybody,
Yep.
literally everybody wanted Jonathan Majors to keep
Yep.
working. The
Yep.
studios was
Yeah.
like, "We seen this before. You're not worth the risk."
That's how it
So
came out. You hit that on the nail.
yeah, what is? I mean, it redefines what cancel culture is. I mean, it definitely could be considered cancel culture, but it's kind of the opposite of what we previously, witnessed. We normally witness them like pitchforks, and they're like, "Hey," like what happened to Dave Chappelle. That's a great example. Like they were canceling Dave Chappelle, but Netflix was like, "Nope, we still rocking with him." But he
Yeah.
was technically canceled. You know what I mean?
Teflon Don.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, but yeah, I think okay. Back to the original question. What's too much though?
Shit, like I say, man, I think, like I said, I think you have to be aware of of the landscape, what's going on, and stuff like that. Like, everybody can't be a Dave, and some people don't get the luxury of having, a studio, behind them and support them. You make a real good point that the masses wasn't tripping on the Jonathan Majors thing. We laughed about it, but we wasn't like, oh, he done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Chris Brown fucking beat up Usher, and I was like. He just went on, and next thing, like 2 weeks later, they was friends. Usher was like, "No, I ain't tripping." I'm like, "I'm tripping though." You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping, but I mean, I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? She,
Spinxx is
uh,
funny. Spinxx, yeah.
yeah.
Spinxx said he did some spoken word. I think he did a little bit of comedy too. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
I totally forgot that Chris Brown. I thought he was gonna say the other part that I was about to say. Ooh,
oh
but dang, he
no,
beat up
Yeah,
Usher, man. There ain't no excuse for that, man.
I think Usher, I think he's better with marketing and with stuff these days. He knew to like let me nip this in the bud because before this get bigger. The bigger it get, the weaker it makes it look. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when somebody like, hey, didn't blah 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 whoop your ass? Like, oh man, y'all tripping, bro. Hey,
right,
this is my
man.
Y'all
boy.
didn't
What are
see
you
that,
talking?
man.
So
Y'all
y'all
didn't see that.
tripping.
There's just a
Y'all
misunderstanding.
tripping, bro. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, what's his name from Onyx? Hey, what's his
Sticky
name?
finger or
Nah,
Fredro. Oh, the glasses.
Fred Star. Yeah, they go. They's like, didn't 50 Cent whip your ass? He's like, man, he ain't touched nobody, man.
Right.
Right now. So now they ask 50, like, did you whip his? They're like, yeah, nigga, I whipped his ass. I'll do it again. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you got different people. Like, I was there. Yeah, I saw him get his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Usher, he took the smart route of like, bro, I don't, hey, man, it's all love. That's what he said. It's
And,
all love.
yeah, right. You right. We don't know we don't know the rules. I mean, shit. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars and won an award. Took home an award, and
Yeah.
he should have been canceled by all definition. He should have been canceled.
He has been.
Over.
He has been. He just because
No.
he's Will
Will
Smith.
Smith,
Will Smith has not been
he's
canceled.
working right now. He about to drop an album. He was
I
at the BET Awards. He
It
got
took
movies that's
it
going to get
took
nominated.
time. It took
I
time.
saw I saw Bad
And
Boys.
it's only been
I
2
bought a
years.
ticket to see Bad
It
Boys.
took it
Yeah,
took Bad Boys and it took time. But
No,
you
that's
no.
not
go
time. That's not time. That is not time. That is regular Will Smith scheduling. What are you talking about? That's literally not time. He literally, you know what takes time? Making a movie. That takes time. And he made 3 in that time period. What are you talking about? It took time. This nigga's on time. That's what he is. He's on schedule. They did not cancel Will Smith enough. But I think it's like the baby falling theory. Like if the baby falls, like nothing happens, and the
Mm,
baby act like nothing happened. If you go, oh my God, what happened to you? Oh
baby
my God.
started crying.
Eh. I think Will Smith, Chris Rock, everybody, all the whole these the mountains of teams together knew that much. They knew like, hey, if we keep pouring gas on this fire, it's gonna get big. Let's just act like nothing happened. Let Chris get his stuff off. Let Will get his stuff off, and we're gonna go back to making movies and comedy, and making money, and doing award shows. They just act like nothing happened. Will Smith, this is PR moves actually. I get see, yeah, you gotta act like nothing happened. Act like nothing happened. But yeah, Will Smith, it's a little annoying, but at the same time, I like Will Smith like everybody else. So get your
Right.
paper. But yeah, he ain't getting no punishment, man. He's talking
None.
about the man from the Oscars for 10 years. He's like, I wasn't coming back anyway until y'all gave me another award. You know, what I got to be, I got what I came here for. Come on. Well, all right, moving on to the next question. What's your what would your biopic be called?
What my biopic be called? It'll be called my grandmama prayed for me.
Oh wow, that's like a Tyler Perry play.
It'll be tight though. It'll be called I might make it shorter, but it might be Mama prayed for me. But it'll be somewhere along them lines.
Okay.
Oh my
Who
God.
play you?
It's a wild ass question. Who will play me?
Yep.
Oh man. Damn. I feel like I can't I feel like I thought of somebody once in a random ass way. I was like, damn, that dude could play me. I don't know who the hell that would be though. Who would play me? Who would play me? You
All
know,
right. Okay. Go for it.
Is his name Keith Denzel Washington's son? John.
Oh,
What's his
John,
name?
He dope.
John David
Washington.
Washington. Yeah, John David Washington.
He would play me.
All right, I'm glad you think that. Let me tell you who will actually play you. No.
Oh,
You
What
did
you
the
gonna say,
thing.
Chris Tucker?
You did the thing for the '90s sitcom. But like, who will play you? Like, oh yeah, I'm thinking of a Denzel, a young Denzel. Oh, who will play you? Yeah, I'm thinking Halle Berry. Like, okay. uh, nah, he don't look like you, but dude, killing it. I cannot think of his name right now. Uh, dang, what was the? You know what? I'll give you a better one. The brother from Black Panther who died in his first scene. He's in everything. He's in
said
what
died
was
in the
it?
first
Sterling
scene.
K. Brown?
Huh?
Who? I don't know who.
Who died in the first scene?
Oh man, hold on. He was
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know
he's
who
in
you're talking
everything.
about.
His
Homeboy who
name
was in the
is
hood. He was in Oakland.
yeah, Oakland, yeah, but
He was
he's
in
in
the
everything.
apartment. The dude who
This is
died in the
this is a bad. I should Sterling K. Brown. There you
I was
go.
gonna say, was it Sterling K. Brown?
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown. That's you.
All right, that's a cool one. That's a
That's a
cool
good
one.
one.
Yeah, yeah. He would
I
have to
think
embody. He have to embody you because y'all nothing alike. But I think that he'll pull it off and get y'all Oscar.
Oh no, he's accomplished for
I
sure.
ain't mad at that at all. I ain't mad at that at all.
Yeah.
So I want to apologize to you, Spinxx, because we talked about everything with the exception of what you do. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that up to Jay Rockwell because we continued the conversation that we didn't have after the fishing trip and birthday shenanigans. We brought it on into the Splendid space. So it was just some brothers chopping it up. But real quick, what do you do?
I'm the creative director of Verbal Slick, and Verbal Slick is a marketing agency, and we specialize in crafting narratives that impact brands and their strategies. And we do that around kind of like storytelling with our recaps and things like that. And we make sure that those events that people attend, they're usually through like influencer partnerships and experiential events, and we make sure that those brands get heard in such a crowded market space. And I do a lot of the graphics that go into the promotions for said events or campaigns, the photography and videography as well.
Oh man, I need to hear all that, man. I've been sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been sleeping, but I've been sleeping. But like I said, I'm gonna push the goalpost back a little more. And 7 days from today, we gonna slap hands. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We gonna slap hands and we gonna break bread. So where can people find you on social media?
I'm at Verbal Slick. Just so you can see the logo right here. Verbal Slick on Instagram, VERBALSLICK. Verbal Slick on IG and Facebook.
So, and you, Mr. Scipio, what do you have coming up that we need to come and check out?
Okay, let's see. So let me see. So let's see, Thursday, right? Thursday I'll be at the Moxie Theater, located in Greenlee, Colorado. That's just outside of Denver. I'll be featuring for Jeff and I. And then Friday, I hope I'm getting these days right. Friday, I'll be that's the 20. I can do better. I should be better at promoting by now. 27, 28, 29. Yeah. 29th, I'll be 29th, I'll be at in Casper, Wyoming. That's what I'll be. Casper, Wyoming, Frontier Brewing. It's a theater. Get your tickets if you're paying attention. And then also, I would say September 29th, I'll be at the Comedy Store at Los Angeles, Hollywood, California.
Oh, where are you based here?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, you say September 29th?
yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna try to check you out, man, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Let's link. I'll send you tickets, whatever, blah blah blah.
Oh
I'm
man,
doing
I would love that.
I'm doing my own show at the Comedy Store, but also I do shows there pretty often. That's like my home club, but I also
Okay.
perform around the city as well. So yeah,
Man, I would love that. Love it, love it, love it.
absolutely, yeah. And also sometimes I do Long Beach. I didn't hit you up last time, it was really good. You know, what I mean, I
I'm
gotta get you
sure it
back.
was, man. It's
Yeah,
7 minutes from the house, man.
yeah. I got you. It was good. It was good.
I'm
Like
sure.
legit.
I'm
It
sure
was
it
one of the
was.
It was one of the best ones. I felt bad because I talked about the I talked about, which I'm probably gonna throw out of my set now because it's getting old, but I talked about the breakdancer. Oh, that hit so hard. The breakdancing girl, like, I went in on that, and they was going off. Because I'm
Dang.
just like, man, I said, why we got Snoop Dogg lighting torches in Paris? Like he ain't Long Beach's own. Like what the hell? Like how'd y'all let that happen? Y'all gonna let LB, y'all gonna let the president of LBC go like be Ronald McDonald of Paris? They ain't got no superstars, and they was loving that. I was like, but yeah, it was cool. I got you next time. Let's come to some.
Dope. Well, this has been another episode of Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Thank you, gentlemen. Been a great conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks
Cool.
for having me, man.
All good.